And we're back. Now this is take 2. You see, earlier I recorded an episode, and my computer sent it into the Twilight Zone. I don't know whatever happened to it, why I couldn't render it, all this bad stuff that happened. So that's 5 hours of my life down the drain. But during that last episode, the missing episode, the episode that is gone, I cleared this area out. I cut down a bunch of trees, I cleared out a bunch of bush. And I was just getting started with the actual chiseling down of all the dirt to make this more level for my house. Anyway, I have to put out an episode each day. I just feel like I have to do that, so here we are, going back at it, doing another episode. And here's the lovely jungle camel. He wandered from the desert. He is now my buddy over here. He's just going to hang out. He's good. He can hang out all he wants to. We are accepting all camels. Of course, this is not a very wise policy, like over in Great Britain, where they've accepted too many people who used to ride camels. And now people have closed in on the parliament. There's the largest demonstration in the history of Great Britain. And Starmer, their prime minister, I'm sure he's hiding in a closet somewhere, shaking. Bad things are happening. The entire square in front of the parliament is filled full of angry Brits shouting, "Starmer is a wanker! Starmer is a wanker!" What a fine sentiment that is. Because he is a wanker. Okay, let's go ahead and make some more shovels, because I'm going to need a lot of them. I'm just going to have to be extra careful to not make my episodes too long, because I think that's what's happening. Lately I've been releasing longer episodes. And we're going to have to reduce the size of these episodes. They're going to go from being 30 plus minutes down to 20 plus minutes. I'm going to do my best, but we're going to be getting stuff done in smaller increments than we were planning on doing, because, well, my little Mac is just not, it's just not set up for super long files. One of these days I'll maybe have the money to go and get some external storage or do something about this, but I'm grateful to have what I have for now. One day I hope to have something better, but for now, this'll do. It really is a good little computer. It's just that it's not that big. And I still haven't planned out what I'm going to be building in this little square, but let's see, is this mound of dirt free from trees now? It looks like it is. Okay, we can proceed to scoop up all this dirt. The bad part is that last video that I put, well, I didn't put it out, the last video I recorded, well, there was a whole bunch of really satisfying stuff like this in it. As I was shearing away the undergrowth. Let's go take a look at my little chest monster in my bed setup over here. You see, there's my valuables. Here's all the leaves I got. And there's all the wood I cut down. Yeah, I want to build my house in this area right here. And I am going to be chopping down all these other trees and planting them and replacing them with my new improved pale oak trees that I got from the Pale Garden. But we have to level all this out. I just think this needs to go down one more level. So anyway, I really think that that's a very good thing that the British people are finally speaking up. I was, and I'm still very concerned about Great Britain because I've always had a soft spot for the Limeys. I really have. I grew up watching Monty Python's Flying Circus, and that's actually where the name of my channel, which stems from my gaming name that I've been using for many years, which is Crunchy Frog. And Crunchy Frog is the name of a sketch from Monty Python's Flying Circus, in case you didn't know. It's a very hilarious sketch involving a sick police officer who's just eaten some very questionable treats, and the owner of the candy company has been brought in for questioning at the police station, and they're grilling him about his very questionable candies he was selling, and one of those candies is the Crunchy Frog, where the sketch gets its name. It's pretty hilarious. Okay, that's good. Just doing a little fixing of the land around here. This land needs plenty of fixing. And I was looking around earlier, and I didn't see any parrots on this island. In the missing episode, you would see that I'd gone up along this landmass, which is pretty strange. It's actually not an island. What it is you've got jungle all along this half, and then right over here on this half, it turns into a regular forest. We'll just go ahead and do this again so you can get a little lay of the land. You see, it's all jungle up here on this side, but over on this side, it's a forest, and across the river, it's a savanna. We'll just head on down over here, even though the sun is setting and I should be getting back to my bed. Okay, I have to keep track now. This is the first sunset. Need to keep track of the sunsets. Keep track of time. And I need to be cutting down some of these trees over here anyway, because these trees are going to be interfering. And it's okay. We'll be replanting different trees. We'll be introducing alien species, invasive species into the environment. A big no-no. I've already introduced a invasive dog species into the land, but there's nothing that they can do about that. The dog is staying. Okay, we get that big tree over there. Yep. It's pretty discouraging when you work for 4 hours editing and constantly trying to re-render a file that doesn't want to render, and it doesn't. It goes through the whole rendering process. You sit there waiting for 30 minutes, and it goes through the whole rendering process, and then the file just disappears. So that was a lot of fun. Yeah, I seriously thought about putting my house somewhere out here in the desert, you know, and just leaving all these trees alone, but the thought of building on this beautiful green grass and also utilizing this whole area, not just for my house. The reason I have to clear it out and flatten it out is because I plan on putting all my farms here. And I know in the long run, I'm going to have a lot of big farms, and so I might as well just get this all taken care of right now. So far, no pillage or raiding parties, which is good. That's why my chest monster and my bed are over there, completely open to the elements. But yeah, maybe I'll build my house, you know, closer to the edge over here. I don't know, it's tempting to put it into the desert over here and then just having my farms right over here. But it would have to be pretty close because I want my vegetables and my stuff to be growing while I'm doing other things. So I like to keep everything basically centralized. You know, I had an idea, and you can tell me what you think about this, where I design a tower, but it's like a very wide and massive tower. And the purpose of this humongous tower, it wouldn't just be a tall, skinny tower, it'd be a tall, very wide tower. And in it, it would encapsulate everything. On one level, I would have pumpkin and melon farms. On another level, I'd have carrot and potato farms. And each level would have its own purpose. Up and up and up and up and up until you would get to the point where, at the very top, inside the tower, there would be the mob farm. So I was thinking about doing something like that. And that tells you how tall the tower would have to be. Because the mob farm would probably be around level 120. It might even have to be higher than that if I don't go underneath and light up all the caves. Okay, we got one more shovel. Wow. The inventory is filling up fast. And we only have this full day yet to work before the video comes to an end. It's too bad, but that's just how it has to be, my friends. And technically, I have recorded everything on camera. It's just that sometimes the recordings, I don't know, they go haywire. I don't know what happened. I wish I did know what happened. I wish I had any faith that this video I'm making right now is going to be coming out. I mean, if you're seeing this, then I am very grateful that whatever problem there was with the last video didn't hop over onto this one. Let me go empty my pockets out. I'm putting my dirt up here. And my goodness, I seem to be collecting eggs. Somewhere there's a chicken, and he's been laying eggs, and I've been picking them up. Let's put this wood away. Oh yes, might as well make some more shovels. Know I'm gonna need them. It's a good thing I got all that iron when I was up in those mountains. It sure is nice having iron tools. It definitely makes this whole process go by a lot quicker. And there were some other little things I did in the last episode that I don't know how to refer to it. The missing episode. The missing episode. I spoke at great length about my opinions on the censorship of free speech going on over in Great Britain and the replacement migration that's been going on. The people of Great Britain never voted to have their country taken over by Muslims. And yet, here we are. And 10 of the mayors of their cities are including London, are Muslim. And nobody really sees a problem with this because they don't understand what Islam is all about. You see, in the Quran, it tells them that they are not to live in the land of the infidel, which means that they can't live under the rule of an infidel, namely, you know, anybody in the West, basically. And the only way that they're allowed to live in a country such as this is if they're planning on taking over the country. If in their hearts they are true to Allah and they are going to take over the country, then it's okay that they live there. Otherwise, they're not allowed to live there according to their own Islamic law. They can't just go live in America and enjoy the benefits of America and be happy and raise their families and have a good old time and enjoy freedom. No, that's not allowed. Now, they're allowed to go to America, but in their hearts, they have to be planning on overthrowing America or taking it over and converting it to an Islamic country. Part of the global caliphate, which is what the ultimate goal of Muslims are. And you know what? Once people actually recognize what Islam is all about, the basics, cores of that religion, I don't know. It just seems to me like people don't want to know. It's like they have their head in the sand and they don't want to acknowledge the fact that maybe Islam is not compatible with Western civilization. Oh boy. Well, it's a good thing I got the clock. That way I can tell exactly what time it is. But yeah, in these Let's Plays where I have to yap and fill up time by yapping, because otherwise we'll be watching me swing a shovel for 30 minutes. You're going to hear me talking about stuff, about the things that are on my mind. I don't talk about pop culture. I don't talk about movies because I've given up on movies. Movies are all basically trash these days, as far as I'm concerned. I don't feel like going and spending money to go sit through a lecture on the woke agenda, you know, or to watch them take a story like, let's just say like the Odyssey that's coming out. They're taking that and they're ruining it. They can't just come up with anything new. They have to take old things that are beloved and ruining them. This is like Snow White. Remember how they ruined Snow White? And they're out there ruining everything that they can get their hands on. Of course, it all started with Ghostbusters, right? Remember that? That terrible remake of Ghostbusters with the very unfunny women. I don't know what they were thinking with that, but that was just a beginning. They were just getting started. They were just getting warmed up. And they basically want to destroy everything decent and beautiful in this country and replace it with disgusting crap that nobody wants to see. So that's why I don't talk about movies, because I don't go out and watch them. I'll talk about old movies with you. There's some really good old movies. But anything made after like 2020, I mean, and that's being generous. I just don't have time for that. I got better things to do with my time. Okay, we got this leveled down nicely here. I believe that's some pretty good progress. Now, I'm not sure if I want to take any more of these out. Eventually, I'll probably have to make room for farms. But I'd like to get a little starter house started, so I have a place to put my chess monster and all that fun stuff. Looks like we have a pinkish hue on the horizon, which means it's about time to sleep, which means this episode is about over. Hopefully this episode will render. Let's see what I got up here. Oh, the steak is finished cooking. And that iron is finished smelting. Very good. Thanks for coming along and watching, you guys, and I'll see you next time.